Hi, I'm Taylor, and in this video, we're going to go over Ableton Move's 1.5 update. One of the things that piques my interest the most, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll see that the extra MIDI in and out, MIDI I/O that we get is awesome, in theory. So as of right now, I don't have a way to control multiple things with the new update in the MIDI I/O, but what I can do is I can use the different MIDI channels to do different things. Anyway, all of that to say, let's make some music, let's make something, and let's play with some of the new updates. Let's start with a new empty set. That's kind of a vibe. I already like that a lot. Okay. Maybe. That's kind of in my realm of things. Okay, anyway, let's start off immediately with getting the OP1 to talk to the Move. And by OP1 talk to the Move, I mean the Move talk to the OP1. So to do so, in the new update, you hold down the Shift button, which is the 3 dots, and you select the track you want. And right now, MIDI out is off and MIDI in is auto. I'm gonna go to actually track 4, this bottom track, and I'm gonna turn it to channel 4, just for redundancy. Great. So now, right now, with the, you'd also hear there's MIDI in, I think, let's see. Right, so that is what the OP1 is playing. This is what the Move is playing. And you can see that they're both communicating to each other because it's on MIDI in auto, which if we want to be more specific, just do channel 4, and now OP1 is channel 4, the Move is channel 4. Now this might be actually a good time to show you the OP1, not that this is about the OP1, but to get to the MIDI in the OP1, you hold Shift Comm, and you go 1 for MIDI, and then you pick the MIDI channel, which I already have selected. Now we can start cooking some stuff. If you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit hungry. Gosh, I really love the OP1 sounds so much. Okay, let's focus. All right, so I'm gonna start with the auto filter, which is so exciting. This farty bass sound will work. So we can go, let's get rid of the saturator, and let's put in an auto filter, yes. There's a bunch of presets, which is really cool. Gosh, I can't believe this wasn't on the original update, but I'm glad it's here. Okay, so the first one is the frequency, the second one is the resonance, second knob is the resonance. Third is what type of filter. More. Okay, so there's a bunch of different options. Wow. Interesting. Okay, before I get too carried away in that, let's go back to a filter that's like relatively normal. So I'm just gonna go to a low pass filter. So here we have a dry wet, which I am so excited to have a dry wet filter. I know that I'm saying very positive things right now about this. Actually, I don't really have anything negative to say about this. I'm just stoked to have these features. A filter is like with everything. But I'm really excited to have a dry wet because sometimes you don't want the whole thing to be filtered. So now, and where I think this will be a little bit more useful if you're not as versed into maybe like sound design, is you can use the LFO, which is the next 3 knobs, or well, there's drive, and then the next 2 is LFO. So we're gonna go with sine wave, and if you put the amount up, let's see, so if I go, so okay, so we hear that, right? But if you don't want it to be the entire sound doing that, you want the sound to just morph a little, that's where the dry wet comes in. So now let's say like 40%. And now while that's still not like the most exciting thing I've ever heard, we can like slow it down, so say like 0.24 hertz. drive. Now it's a little bit more exciting, a little bit softer, a little bit more of a vibe. I don't know why vibe is the word for me today. Why don't we just go through like all the options for the filter? So we have the cutoff, the resonance. How did I get to pulse width? Did I get out of the, oh, that's why, okay. We have the frequency, we have the resonance, we have the type of filter, so low pass. Let's turn the LFO off. And then we have a high pass. And then we have band pass. It is so pleasing. Even if it is my headphones, gosh, I'm into this. And then we have a notch. I've never really been that big of a fan of a notch filter. I don't really have much else to say other than I'm not a huge fan of a notch filter. And we have a morph, which I'm trying to remember what morph does. Morph goes from low pass to notch to high pass, I think. Kind of what it sounds like it's doing? Or does it go low pass to band pass to notch I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to like look that up and see what it does, but I like it. Then we have DJ, which the DJ one is actually like one of my least favorite things. It's useful, but like I'd rather just pick one and go with it. But so the frequency now becomes control, and the negative, so counterclockwise from 12 o'clock, but these are endless faders, so you gotta watch the control. So negative is low pass, positive is high pass in the percent. And then you still have the resonance. And then we have comb. It's cool. Also another one that I don't use very often. Resampling. There wasn't any information in the release notes about this, so I'm curious what this one is. Weird. That's crazy. So I wonder, like, is it... So there's nothing on that knob now. So is it just like... It's got to be like feedback looping itself, and you don't have resonance on that one, clearly. And then you have notch plus low pass. This might actually be more interesting for me. Very interesting. I still kind of like that, but that's much more like specific in use case, which I guess is a good thing. Okay, and then we have vowel, which is weird that it has a step for pitch, and then a formant, which makes sense, and then the rest of it is normal. Okay, so. What does the LFO do on this one? Interesting. I'll have to play with that in 12.2 and see like what it's actually doing more of, if that's the same setting. So let's go back to low pass and then let's play with the LFO wave a little bit. That's too fast. That's cool. Where's the percent? That sounds cool. I like that a lot. Okay, then we have triangle. Weird that sine goes higher. Okay, triangle, saw. Oh, it's a reverse saw. Square. Ramp up, so it's gonna have a low to high, like a exponential. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's, okay, sweet. That's really cool. Okay, my favorite thing that Ableton has added to Roar and some of the other stuff in the 12.12, Ableton 12 update, maybe it was 12.1, is Wander. I have always done the workaround of using like the CV Tools LFO and just had it like randomize and like just kind of float wherever. And that's one of the things I love about modular stuff, is you can make different parameters the way you tell the CV to do different things. You could tell it to kind of randomize itself and slowly wander and float in a random but not completely random way, so it'll get you to where you want to go. And Ableton has been doing that with, they have that built into Roar, they have it built into Drift, I think, and maybe Wavetable. Regardless, it's for sure in a bunch of the new updates to Ableton's plugins, and I love it. Because now, instead of a very specific wave that happens all of the time, it's just kind of perusing through the parameter that you gave it. So like, you could do so much in like the ambient side of things with even just the auto filter in this, with say like a pad that you have it just opening up a little bit or something. That's really dope. I actually didn't know that that was on there. So this is the first time I'm going through this with you. So my excitement is genuine. And then sample and hold, which is also pretty cool. One that I wouldn't use nearly as much as some of the others. To be honest, when it comes to like auto filter, I was genuinely just so excited to have a low pass filter. I don't really use a ton of different filters. I usually find high pass to be a little bit too sharp or too bright, I guess. Literally, because it's letting the high frequencies pass. Anyway, I've already set up the MIDI. I will do another video when I don't know, buy a USB hub that allows me to do this, or something that allows me to go to MIDI, because I wanted to do this. I have the JP08, the Roland Boutique Jupiter synth. That was what I wanted to use instead of the OP1, but it doesn't respond to USB MIDI unless it's plugged into a computer with a driver, and I don't have a way to go USB to MIDI right now, unless I use the push 3. But we're talking about the Move, so I'm kind of trying to portability in my pocket if my pockets were huge. We've already got I/O with this, which I should just mute this sound for now. Oh, you sweet thing. I'm not a huge sample person, so I'm gonna take channel 1 and let's find a new sample. We go back, let's get out of drums. Let's do a loop. What do we have for loops? let's do this. I'm gonna say quickly, I don't really use a lot of sampling things. I'm more of a synthesis person. Drum samples, yes, I use drum samples, but most of the time I'm actually using like a sample from an 808, a 606, a 909, 707, the traditional older original drum sampling machines, or the drum synths of old. Occasionally I use actual samples, but it's pretty rare, and most of the time I'll just record something for myself. So a lot of the sample feature, I don't buy things for the sample features. I also really don't buy things and replace the things on it with my own samples. I really love the curation from someone else to see where it takes me. But I'm gonna take this and let's break this up. So I take that there. I think if I hold shift, there should be a 1. Yep, there's a 1 right here. Now you press on that, or turn. Nope, okay, you press on that because it's now banks. Oh, the 1 is saying the first bank versus the second bank? Okay, so we want to go on the first bank because there's slice. So now we want to slice this, and now this has broken it up into 4 slices. But if we just turn the knob, the main wheel, click wheel, control wheel, we can change how many slices. So let's go with 8. That seems pretty fair. The first knob is affecting the entirety from the beginning. The second knob is affecting the entirety from the end. The third knob is affecting just the start point of the first one. How do I get to the next one? Do I select it? Oh, okay. So no matter what, these first 2 stay at beginning and end, but then you select the clip, and then this changes where the start point is of whichever clip you're selected on, or whichever slice you're selected on. I'm gonna pick a different sample because I'm not gonna be able to write something with that. But it created the slices because I exited out of it, so now we have... Let's do something with the OP1 with the MIDI. Ay, ay, ay. We want stereo. That's so pretty. Okay, I like that. So let's try it. I wonder... Oh, cool. I'm gonna make a filter. So I'm gonna just take this sound from the Move, and I'm gonna put a Wander LFO on it. Let's see what it does. Okay, so that's already too much, but it's also really quiet. And it's moving too fast, but I need to hear what it's doing. So let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the sub, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the auto filter and let's turn it to 50. Yeah, okay, slow it down a little. It's like too much drive now, a little. Okay, so let's turn it down just a little bit more. I need to add a little bit more of this. That's cool. Okay, sweet. So now we need something else, so we need a different key sound. Let's do this and then lower the attack. Okay, now let's make the reverb crazy. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. It's close enough. Okay. Ah, that reverb tail is so pretty. Now that we have used the auto filter, we've used the MIDI, and we have reluctantly not used the slicing that I did. Ah. Oh, you can't play them at the same time? That's kind of an, is that just a setting that I have? Is it the choke? Okay. Don't judge my finger drumming. I'm not very good at this. I'm gonna do a different one. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think I can do something with this. I just had an idea. Okay, so now if I take this, we slice this. Let's go with 8 and see if I can break it more, but is that gonna delete what I just did? It does, that sucks. Okay. Cool, okay, so now I gotta re-add the drums. So let's go here to this empty pad, let's go back to drums, let's do this very quickly. That camera is almost out of memory. Luckily, that's the kick. Go here, empty pad. Snare. What was it? That's good. Hi-hat. It was 808. Great. Okay, let's see if I can record it. Cool. I want to get to the filter for this. Get out of here. Go to that, yes, so. Okay. So I always ignore the metronome after a minute, so sorry. So we're gonna go high pass. High pass. High pass. Put the high pass on all these babies. Okay. Okay, great. So now, turn the metronome back. I don't need the metronome for this. Okay, I see what I want. Undo. A little weird. Oh, this helps. All right. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Please like, please subscribe. Watch more of these videos. Let me know what you want to see in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.